everybody, it's your boy Marcus Nolan from Gentleman Style Podcast, your host of the #1 podcast coming to you live in America. And today I have Mr. Nic King. This brother is changing the game in Stamford, Connecticut. He's a mover and a shaker, and above all else, my favorite topic of discussion, he's an entrepreneur. But he didn't get his start there. He's been working since he was 15 years old with the goal of owning his own business and promoting ideas that has changed the absolute landscape for his family. No wonder his company is named Legacy, right? That's something that gets thrown around so many times and so often, but this man is actually pushing the brand forward. He's worked in corporate America for 19 years, working in sales management and various other positions. And this has birthed him into the company owner, brand owner, legacy builder that he is today. Today, help me welcome to the stage the incredible, the amazing Mr. Nic King and his company, Legacy, and his trademark cereal, one of many, Proud Puff cereal. Yeah,
Mr. Marcus, how we doing today, man?
How we doing, brother? How we doing?
I might have to pay you professionally to do all my intros. That was perfect and spot on, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. It's all you, man. That was nothing I did. All of that work was you, brother.
I appreciate it. Humble, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for spending time with me and my audience in the Gentleman Style Podcast platform.
I love it.
Yes, sir. You are a multi-talented brother, and you can create anything. I can absolutely tell. You can create anything that you set your mind to. Why did you decide to create your own cereal company, your own cereal brand?
Yeah. So, I don't take any credit for this. I've been saying that for a while. I've corrected people before. This was literally like a 3 a.m. God's given idea. I woke up. That's the last thing I remember. And I'm sitting in my bed and that's on my mind. I'm like, cereal company. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, where is this coming from? And, from there, man, when I tell you that the dots connected so perfectly. So I'm giving God credit for this one, man, because, man, it's not something that I would have thought of. And I think that's usually why that's everyone's first question. Like, where did this come from? And I'm just executing the plays. That's the coach for me.
Absolutely. Amen. And as a coach, as the director of, you're taking charge of your life, your family, your legacy. And that's what Proud Puffs is about, right? I can sense that. I can feel that. How did you come up with the name Proud Puffs?
All right. Same, man. I got to alley-oop it. So, idea came in, I literally woke up, had the idea in my mind. I'm pretty stubborn, especially when it comes to creative ideas. So I'm laying in bed. And just like anybody, probably at 3 a.m., the first thing I did was I grabbed my phone, I go to Instagram, and this is unfortunately when George Floyd was murdered. So there was a lot of Black initiatives, a lot of companies talking about, raising Black voices and Black creatives, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm sitting there and I'm going, Black-owned cereal. I'm like, okay, let me Google it real quick. So I go to Google, I'm like, Black-owned cereal, and I don't find anything. And I'm like, oh, I might have something. So I get up and I go downstairs. And I said, if you've never had orange juice at 3 a.m., it's the greatest thing in the world. I don't know what it is. It's just your taste buds, your taste palate, the orange juice, it hits it. It's amazing. But I say all that to say, I'm leaning on the counter and I'm recognizing that this idea isn't mine. And I say out loud, I'm just like, this isn't my idea. Like, I know it's not my idea. I have no idea where it came from. So I'm like, before I leave this kitchen, I need a name. And that just kind of goes into like a lot of things that I've been, a lot of videos I've been watching about, praying God-sized prayers and asking God bold questions. So I'm drinking. Long story short, Proud pops in my head. And I'm like, oh, it's on. And I took it, paired it with Puff by the time I got upstairs. And I've been rolling ever since.
That's super dope. And look at the logo, y'all. He's branding himself. I love it.
We're getting ready. We're getting ready, man. We're gearing up for an amazing 2021, man. So I'm excited.
How long did it take you to learn everything you needed to create your own cereal? I'm picturing factories. I'm picturing, big vats of cereal bowl with this cauldron thing that you work
Yeah,
in. Tell us,
yeah.
how long did it take to get the material and learn everything that you needed to make your own cereal?
So because it's such like a left field idea, it did take a few months. I've said it before. I didn't tell friends. I didn't tell family that I was working on it. I didn't want additional energy on it. I just wanted to focus on the task at hand. I wanted to bet on myself and say, you know what, I'm going to make this happen, and then I'm going to present it. So, it's not like it's something that you can easily find on Google, like how to start cereal company. Like that's not an easy task. So, I found maybe one or two articles online, and then I just kind of started springing into action. I started saying, all right, well, obviously I need to handle the legal side of it. So I found a trademark attorney on Instagram. I did my research on her, went to LinkedIn. Very, very dope lady. And we got that process going. And then I realized that I needed to get the ingredients. I knew that nutrition was going to be very important because I didn't want to put, the dyes and heavy sugar contents, etc., in the cereal. So I started working on that. And then I started creating molds, taste testing. It's still a ever evolving process. So right now, before we're actually going to mass produce our biggest batch, I'm working with a scientist doing research and development. So we're pinpointing exactly what's going to be in it. But right now, we already know it's going to be gluten-free. We already know it's going to be vegan-friendly. We already know that we're using natural ingredients. So we're on our way.
You are on your way. You guys are tuning in to Gentleman Style Podcast. We have the incredible, the amazing Mr. Nic King and his Black-owned brand cereal, Proud Puffs. Show us the box, brother. Show us this box. I'm so excited. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Hopefully my light isn't contrasting it right away, but here we go. Boom, there it is.
Boom, there it is. Look at that, y'all. Proud Puff cereal. And tell us who's on the box right there.
All right.
That's
try to get in focus. Here we go. I'm not gonna be able to point it because I know my finger's gonna be off, but that's my son, and then I got my sisters, my nieces, and my nephews on here. So it was just very important tying into the whole legacy concept to have my family to be a part of it.
So that's your family on the box.
Yeah. So there's only one mystery person, and that's the wife figure. I just said I needed a beautiful Black woman. I said what I wanted, the hairstyle to be, et cetera, and that's how we got it. There's so many messages in there, in the box alone. So just we touched on colorism on the box. We touched on natural hair bias on the box. You know what I mean? Like there's just so many little different things that we touched on. Just actually the designer when making it, he was like, "How many characters do you want?" And when I told him, he was like, "That's a lot of characters. Let's just do mom and the family." And I'm like, "No, we got to have dad." So just breaking that negative stereotype of the absent father due to mass incarceration, et cetera, I had to have dad on there. So many little subtle messages outside of it just being, delicious chocolate cereal. Nice little affirmation word search so kids can learn to speak positivity into themselves in the morning. And then on the side, it lists 20 influential Black figures that help push the culture forward. So great reading material as well.
Absolutely. Love it. You have it, the incredible Mr. Nic King, changing the dynamic of Black culture, and he's bringing it to each and every home in America. And that's what this show is about. Please stay tuned. We are going to go to a quick commercial break, but you guys stay tuned and stay engaged and stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Marcus Norman, bringing fresh vibes to hot topics surrounding culture, relationships, business, finance, sex, dating, faith, and everything in between. Whether you're into passive income opportunities, trending topics and useful relationship tips, or dynamic guest speakers, there's something for everyone. You can expect all that and more every week. If you're down with this content, then consider joining our growing community by subscribing to Gentleman Style Podcast and smash the bell to get on our VIP list. Your support means the world. Thanks for watching. Link to my channel.
guys, we are back to Gentleman Style Podcast. We are interviewing the incredible CEO, founder, and head of Proud Puff cereal brand, Mr. Nic King. And we got comments already from that. I'm with you, Miss Sabrina. I'm with you, Sabrina. The cereal looks delicious. I want a bowl of cereal right now. I don't even have any milk. I want a bowl right now. I can't wait to taste it. I can't wait for this to get out. So I'm with you, Sabrina. Speaking of that, is there a top secret ingredient?
So I can't say top secret because once I put the ingredients out there, which a lot of people are already asking about, it's public record, obviously be on the box. But one of the things that we wanted to make sure when actually making the cereal, we wanted to make sure there wasn't a high amount of sugar. So what we decided to do was, I don't know if you guys have ever had monk fruit before, but monk fruit is a sweetener. So we decided to use that in the cereal instead, just to kind of give a healthy balance. You know what I'm saying? So it still tastes good, you know what I mean? But it isn't that overly sugary cereal, that is out there on the market right now.
So you're replacing it with monk fruit to give it a almost vegan appeal, right?
Definitely. Vegan friendly is the easy part, combating what naturally. So obviously, like, parents will love it if it's just super healthy. That's great, right? But the kids, when they're eating it, they have to taste it, and it has to be appealing to them. You know what I mean? When it touches their palate. So we needed to find a healthy balance of sugar. You know what I mean? But how can we translate that into something else that gives them that same sweet taste? You know what I mean? But it's actually healthy for them. So that's where the monk fruit came in.
I love that. So it's well designed. It's inspiring.
Yes.
It has words of affirmation to encourage you and uplift you while you're eating breakfast. Yeah. It has the family aspect on the front, your family, but I can see myself on that box. I can see my family, right?
That's the idea.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah, it goes into our mission statement. So our mission statement right now, and I don't think we're going to change it, we're going to stick with this, is to be the brand where nutrition and representation matters. So just mixing both really important things as far as obviously the nutritional value, but representation. We've missed that space. You know what I mean? We've missed that space culturally. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. The comments are hilarious. I love your audience.
You got a volunteer for the mystery woman. So when you're ready to fit, Miss Betty Lewis is a high spirit, high energy friend of mine. She's impactful, and she would make a great model.
I see. So hello, Miss Betty.
So we got you, Miss Betty. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and stay with us. So tell us the audience is killing. I'm killing. How can we purchase some of your cereal? How do we get it?
So right now, while we're in the process of mass production, I guess I'll give you the exclusive. We're actually now officially over 4,000 pre-ordered boxes in 3 weeks, which is crazy numbers. I haven't even done really any actual marketing. Like, I'm in Connecticut, and my friends, my family, I mean, those are in my small knit community. Once they started sharing it, I think I hit the news in the tri-state probably 3 days later. I hit hometown news probably maybe like the 4th or 5th day. So that's what kind of made the storm kind of go crazy. But I haven't even really started yet. So to hit those numbers is amazing. But proudpuffcereal.com. Again, it's proudpuffcereal.com. You go to the site. It has the link. You just hit pre-order. It leaves just your name and your contact information. So once the factory green lights me and says, listen, we got everything packed up, we're ready to go, I reach out to you, and then we settle up final payment, etc. So pretty easy.
Get on that list, y'all. We have to uplift this man. We have to support this brother because Proud Puff cereal, we need it in every home in America.
Agreed.
So support, tune in the link, Proud Puff cereal. That's proudpuffcereal.com at the bottom, and get connected, get tuned in, and get dial up and follow Mr. Nic as this cereal progresses. We don't want this to fall into the weeds. We don't want this to fall to the we got to get him. We got to uplift our own, and we got to support our own because this is the future. So click that link, check him out. You are currently, so you mentioned something here. You are currently crowdfunding for your cereal brand. What does that mean?
So crowdfunding in short term is raising capital. While we're in the space of finding a new kitchen, while we're in the space of R&D and formulation, while we're in the space of working on marketing and branding. For any company, it's raising capital. So because I'm in the CPG space, it's just very important to gather that money up so I know exactly how I want to, distribute it in what areas. So actually what happened is we actually stopped crowdfunding for the month of January because we have a bigger idea coming up. So stay tuned to that news, definitely breaking news. But the short version of it, crowdfunding basically is raising capital.
Absolutely. So we're raising capital. So this launch, when we launch, we're going full steam ahead. Is that what it is?
Oh yeah. So many amazing things happening for 2021. There's no chance at stopping. And, I'm excited to represent us. I'm excited to represent the culture. I'm excited to represent something new, so just being in this space, I'm ready to go.
Absolutely. What's the monetary goal? What's that number we're trying to hit?
So we don't have a monetary goal. Obviously the company is going to structure it a certain way, but our overall goal is to get the price point to where it's a fair price point. We know that when, you try to make a cereal healthier, you start adding in healthier ingredients. We know that starts to make it a little bit more expensive. So we can scale out it enough and we can get enough pre-orders. I definitely want to stay in that $3.75 to $4 price point. Definitely under $6. I know there's a lot of companies that are going the nutritious way, but the boxes are priced at $8 to $13, and I kind of want to stay away from that. So we know there's certain areas that, and that's one of the things that we're working on now, formulating a plan to address food deserts in certain states and certain areas. So we want to keep it, we want to keep the price point fair, but also still add that nutritious value as well.
Absolutely. That's the way of the future, right? We got to eat better, but we want to support you. We want to still enjoy breakfast. There's no need that breakfast can't be delicious and healthy. So right there in the audience, we have a question. You have to watch the replay to see the cereal box. Can you show the cereal box one more time?
Of course. We'll bring it right back. There we go.
Look at that box. What flavor is it? I'm guessing chocolate.
Chocolate.
That's not because I'm black.
Chocolate. So the cool part is I can never get in. So the affirmation part for those who want to know, it says, before you circle a word, it says, let's play a game. It says, say I am, and then the word that you find. So when you find a word, you say, I am unstoppable. I am protected. I am brave. I am smart. I am beautiful. And that's just, so kids can start to learn to, speak that into existence, speak that into life. You know what I mean? Find that love within themselves a little bit early.
Absolutely. We are going to go to one more quick commercial break. You guys stay connected, stay tuned, as we are going to uplift this man into the stratosphere because he's changing the absolute game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after our second commercial break. We got to pay some bills, y'all. These lights don't stay on.
Are you a local business looking to offer your customers easy access to cash without having to travel miles? We're here to help. At Norman Legacy Investments, we provide free ATMs with free installation that provide a suitable investment for your business. Even better, we offer you some profit sharing and handle everything from start to finish. Just reach out to us today to schedule a free consultation.
Hey everybody, this is Marcus Norman from Gentleman Style Podcast. We are on iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pandora, plethora, wherever music and video can be streamed. And we have the incredible Mr. Nic King spilling the tea on the legacy brand and his company and his cereal, Proud Puffs cereal. And this is the man of the hour. This man, I want to uplift you, brother.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate what you do. We had a question real quick before we went to that commercial break.
I'm ready.
Miss Sabrina asked, I know the name is Proud Puffs, but is it a puff or a flake cereal?
There it is. So right now it is a puffed up cereal. I don't know. Hopefully the camera can see it.
That's perfect.
So if you can see it right now, they're little chocolate fists. This is actually we did a monk fruit sugared glaze on the front. So while we're trying out to find the right one, there is a small chance, and I'm hoping that we don't have to change the shape of the product, because we're looking in the space of mass production, and these machines generally aren't as bright as it is to get it done in a smaller kitchen. But either way, it'll be a puff. So whether it's a circle puff or a square puff or a little delicious chocolate fist, it'll be a puff, not a flake.
Absolutely. I hope you keep the fist. I love the fist
too, man. I hope so too.
I love that.
Yeah, I definitely too, man. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. But I know you got to do what's best for your company. Don't listen to me. I have no insight into the cereal brand. You do what you do, brother. But I love that.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
What has inspired you? I'm sorry I keep asking you to lift up the box, but the box is just my favorite. You're my favorite brother too, but the box is just my favorite. On the side, can you read off one of the top leaders that you have on that box?
Sure. So I started it off with women. I just wanted to do that. I just felt like it just made sense. It was important. So I have a Bessie Coleman. Since Bessie Coleman was a early American civil aviator, she was the first African-American woman and also the first Native American to hold a pilot license. So that's just one. We got Shirley Chisholm. We got Hattie McDaniel. Obviously, you had to put Madam C.J. Walker on there. But then it's to go down. We got the fellas here too. So we got Arthur Ashe. We got Alexander Twilight. We got James Arthur Baldwin. And so total, it's like 20. So we have 20 on there, but it's one of those things. And the reason why I put that on there is you don't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. You know what I mean? And just to explain, just so much greatness on the box. The first to do this, the first to do that. And then one day someone's gonna say, you know what, Nick, you were the first Black man in the U.S. to have a cereal company. You know what I mean? So that'd be awesome. I'll take that. When my time comes. But we're still grinding it out. We're still moving and shaking and making it happen.
You are making it happen. That's a key word. You're making it happen. You're not just fly on the wall. You're not making this up. You're not a fly by all. You're not a rumor. You are making it happen.
Yes, sir.
And that's why I had to get you on the show, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
How has COVID-19 affected your company and your family in 2020?
So company, not so much, man. I'm big on, just kind of getting everything done. You know what I mean? Like, so everything slowed down. It kind of helped in a sense. For me, it slowed me down and gave me the time to really focus on the business. Like I said, I didn't tell anybody, before I actually even launched the company. So if you go on my Instagram page, you can see me telling my family for the first time, that I actually launched this company, which was pretty cool because they were kind of shocked by it, just as well as my friends and my friends, etc. But obviously COVID, slowed things down as far as being able to go directly into factories and things like that, or especially travel. But it really gave me time to reflect, get closer to God, work on my business, build my family a little more, So, there's good sides. I said 2020 was the worst year ever. Greatest because I self-reflected, learned so much, launched the company, but the worst for the obvious reasons, unfortunately we lost a lot of people, and, the world was kind of in ruins for a little while. So, yeah.
It was. What is, and that's the thing, right? COVID-19 affected us all, but you actually, what pushed you is you lost your job.
Yeah. A little combination of both. My job lost me, because at the end of the day, so being in retail management, you're dealing with customers, and this was early COVID. We didn't really know what COVID was. So our company was kind of like, all right, you don't need gloves, you're fine. You don't need masks, maybe we'll do this. You know what I mean? Like, so there was a lot in there. So eventually they finally said, like, all right, you need gloves and masks. But by then, we're dealing with, hundreds of customers a day in that space, dealing with, employees coming in and out, etc. So it took a toll on me. It definitely took a toll on me mentally. You know what I mean? Me knowing that I'm out in a public atmosphere, I'm like, I don't want to bring that home to my son. So like leaving was it was difficult, but also very easy. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, because I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time. The world's kind of shut down. This is the perfect time to really just bet on myself. You know what I mean? So I emptied my 401k, made sure a lot of my affairs were in order. I made sure my bills were paid up, you know what I mean? And I could kind of survive the next year and a half. And I took that leap of faith.
Amen. Amen.
I like the way Neil's going. Neil's my guy right now. He's
Mr. Neil Stark, my brother.
He's reading my mind.
I love it. And Mr. Neil Stark is a veteran of our United States Navy, and he is my brother in arms. Thank you for your service, brother. I appreciate you for tuning into the show. But you're right, the cartoons. I see it. I already see the cartoons.
The tough part would be because there's a proud family, so I'd have to cut them a nice little check to slide in. But no, I love it, man. I actually do have a lot of really great ideas without obviously infringing on what they got going on. So
I just wanted to celebrate right now. Thank you, Miss Shalinda. Thank you. Thank you so much, sister. Oh my God.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
The website is dope. And as soon as I hop off, I gotta get on. I gotta get on this. This is a train and it has left the station.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Shalinda. Brother, what is a book that you recommend that every man and woman should read?
Ooh, oh man, there's so many. I don't want to do the obvious. I'm not going to do the obvious. I'm not going to do the obvious. My first one would be no, I'm not going to do that. I was going to say the 48 Laws of Power, but I'm not going to do the obvious. But that's one of like the first, not say the first books I ever read, but a book that I read over and over again. I'll tell you the last couple ones that I read. So because I'm moving around, it's I use Audible a lot. I know I'm not getting a check from them. Maybe you can. But The Way of the Superior Man, really great read. It helps you really understand a woman's mindset. Really helps you learn how to communicate effectively without minimizing their feelings and negating their feelings. So that's definitely one of them. It's All in Your Head. Let me see. Yep, It's All in Your Head. A book by the rapper Russ. A really good book. And what else would I? The Way of the Wolf, Jordan Belfort. That's another one. So if you guys aren't on Audible, you probably can't see it on my phone. But if you guys aren't on Audible, definitely go to Audible. And Think and Grow Rich. I read that a month ago from Napoleon Hill. That's a really good book as well.
Great books. And I've read, I want to say half of those, and I still got a long ways to go. I'm on Audible too. That's how I read while I'm on the go. So you're right. What's your favorite way to give back to the community?
There's a couple. There's definitely a couple. So if you go on my Instagram page, I kind of have everything on Instagram. I really just reactivated my Instagram page once I launched this company because I just wanted to take a break from social media for a while. But I like to say that I'm walking in my purpose, right? So my purpose is two things: to change the actual trajectory of my family financially. That's goal one. That's purpose one. I know that's always been it. I knew that since I was in my 20s. I haven't left the country. I've been on maybe a handful of vacations at best because I've always been at work. I've always just tried to figure out what's going to take us to the next level. But the second part is spark. So Tupac has an amazing quote, and I think that it resonates exactly what I'm going to say. He was like, "I may not change the world, but I will spark a thought in someone to change the world." And I feel like that's going to be probably the biggest thing. And just reading a lot of messages that I get, whether it's DMs or emails or they leave in pre-orders, a lot of it is, what you're doing is very inspirational. What you're doing is pushing me to go pursue my dreams. So just hearing that, kind of just reaffirms that I'm on the right path and God is definitely opening the right doors for me. But outside of that, man, like we talked about, addressing food deserts and getting nutritious foods into places that, don't have a Whole Foods and don't have a farmer's market. It's where they can't get fresh fruit and they can't get fresh vegetables. That's super high on the list. I'm thinking of really innovative ways once we scale out the business to make that happen. So I'm on it. I'm working on it.
You're on it. And we are with you, right? You're not alone in this.
Thank you.
We are with you. Y'all, thank you all for tuning in to Gentleman Style Podcast. I have to let Mr. King go because he is building a dynasty.
I like that.
And so we have to unfortunately let Mr. King go. But I hope this won't be the last time. I hope we can follow you and tune into you and get you back on the show in 6 months to a year and grow with you, brother.
I love that, man. I appreciate it. I'm humbled by it. Thank you for having me on your platform. I love your audience. They're awesome. I love the engagement. That definitely kept my energy level up. I've been moving around crazy today. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you all. Thank you, sir. And thank you all, my wonderful audience. You guys are incredible. I love you guys. You guys are my inspiration for working hard. Y'all have no idea what I do to get these guests, but I am inspired by you. You guys motivate me and keep me inspired to keep pushing, keep seeking out great men and women like Mr. King, because they need to get out what they have, the knowledge, the inspiration, the drive, the all of the above needs to get up, and we need to uplift each other, because that's the way we survive this pandemic, not alone, together. So thank you all for tuning into the show. I hope this has served you. I hope we have served you, Mr. King, and I hope we continue to grow together. Please stay in touch. You know how to get me. Thank you all for tuning in today. Like I always say, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and like always, take care of business. This is Marcus Norman and Mr. Nic King of Gentleman Style Podcast signing off. Love you guys.